good. You got this.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for today's season premiere of D.A.G.R, a spy game campaign brought to us by the great people over at Black Cats Gaming. With me, I have a great cast assembled before me today, and they are all beautiful, wonderful people, and they are going to be my agents for today. I will go around and let them all tell you all about themselves and who they're playing today, and the foreseeable future. So, starting with, we'll start on that side. Yes, Philip, if you would please tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are playing today.
Hi, I'm Philip. I'm mostly involved with Vampire the Masquerade stream game over on the Run the Thames Twitch channel. Vampire the Masquerade, if you're not aware, is a horror game. So if you do check us out, please be aware of that. For today, however, I'm going to be playing a ranger, uh, codename the Amazon. She is about 5'6", an athletic build. She's got layered chin haircut. Um, uh, she also has a scar along her right cheek.
All right. Okay. Next is Velvet.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our first episode of D.A.G.R. My name is Velvet. I use they, her pronouns. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the internet at OG Brown Sugar. But for today, I'll be playing Duchess, who uses she, her pronouns, our resident infiltrator.
All right. Next, Mister, the one, the only, the Bright Dystopia.
Everybody, I am Bright Dystopia. I can be found on all forms of social media under Bright Dystopia, and I will be playing our combat medic, codename Archangel.
All right. And last but not least, we have Isla. Isla, who are you playing today?
Hello, I'm playing codename Phoenix, who is a hacker. She likes to tap on computers and be smart and stuff, which is gonna be interesting because I know nothing about computers in real life. So yay, jargon! Here we go.
Don't worry, folks. We have resident tech wizards who will be pumping her full of random tech jargon, so it will sound amazing. And for those of you who don't actually know who I am Kurt. I also go by Covenant the Horrible Alchemist, and this is my channel. And this is my first time ever running, producing anything like that of a TTRPG, and I'm excited. And I'm super excited to get my spy game on. I will be the handler today, and we will see what happens today. Without further ado, let me set the world for you. The year is 2022. COVID very much did strike the world, and we are rebuilding, but we learned a lot from the experience. In a world of isolation where everybody was so afraid to interact with each other, what happened was nefarious individuals, agencies, and corporations decided to take advantage of everybody being locked away and hidden away, and took steps to forward their own agendas for once the world opened back up. Now that the world is opened back up, several of these rogue entities and rogue agencies have caught the notice of several nations as they have begun to interact and influence various nations. No longer is it the job of just the U.S. or Great Britain or Russia to monitor the world as a security. And the UN, feeling that they need teeth more so than simply a diplomatic solution to everything, have, under the guidance of the Security Council, have developed their own special operatives program, known as the Directorate of Acquisitions and Global Reconnaissance. Plucking from various agencies, both private and government, from across the world, they have developed individual teams to handle specific tasks. This team before you has been assigned a new role, as they have fresh, and this is their first true assignment. Meeting in Geneva, our characters have all arrived roundabouts the same time and find themselves standing before a UN security building. New building, brand new. Though they don't know one another yet, soon they will come to rely on one another. All of you have arrived and are currently in the foyer of the security building for this UN building. The Each one of you from your independent agencies and or government agencies have been chosen. You have not necessarily opted for this. Many of your various agencies thought of this as a joke, as no one has ever actually taken the UN as seriously as they have now. So while many of you think this will be short-lived, some of you will use it as a dot on your career, some of you will use it as a way to further yourselves, and others of you might actually believe in the true cause. Many agencies across the world are limited by their abilities to reach and path and requirement of being covert with one another, whereas the UN offers a new form, a new way of espionage and, for lack of a better term, spying. Because you are without borders, for lack of a better term, you are a little bit more free to roam. However, you do have that world's eye looking upon you and many, many, many more bosses. So, after a short period of time, you are all ushered into an elevator. This elevator has does not actually have buttons at all. It simply has a series of key slots. Your usher takes and steps into the elevator with the four of you, puts the key into a slot, turns the key, and then steps out of the elevator as the doors close. You are now in this 10 by 10 elevator. Feels like it should be a freight elevator, but it's not. It just happens to be an extra large elevator as far as you can tell. But at this time, if you guys would describe what it is your character's general appearance is for each of you. So we'll start with Isla.
I love going first. No, okay, so general appearance, she's currently wearing kind of a black leather jacket, stylized, but seems to have some sort of practicality to it as well. And she's also just wearing kind of like a dark grayish sort of pair of jeans, very casual looking, but very kind of neat and put together. She has kind of mid to long length blonde hair that's kind of flipped round to one side. And she currently has one earphone in, kind of what probably seemingly is listening to music. About 5'7", wearing kind of just a pair of boots. Kind of unseeming. There's nothing like remarkable about how she's put together, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Phil, why don't you go ahead and describe the Amazon for us?
So the evidence is about 5'6". Her scar is still fairly evident. Certainly for the team medic, it would seem to be a bullet wound. It hasn't fully healed. It's left a scar. She has her back towards one of the corners near the and is going glancing over everyone. She's got a pack with gear and down by her feet, and she's wearing browns and greens. Yes, not saying anything, but she's clearly looking up and down, making an assessment of each of you.
Alrighty. Duchess.
Duchess is about. Bryce already left. She's about like 5'8", 5'9"ish. And she's dressed in like that very like 50s vintage pinup kind of look, like the curls, the like dress, one of those big white hats. I want to say almost just like a shortened version of our lovely Bobby Vampire from Resident Evil 8. But I don't want to invite that comparison.
I think
As
that
she just
comparison
kind
will be welcomed.
of, as she's just kind of like stepping back and forth on her feet, kind of lolling her head from side to side. She may be the one that's not necessarily here very enthusiastically.
Okay. And Bright.
Archangel is fair-skinned for someone of Peruvian descent. Jet black hair. Wears a lot of neatly pressed clothes that are kind of form-fitting. He's got like a white button down that he's always wearing with like the top button undone. Has eyes that are so dark brown that they're almost black. Like there's really not a whole lot of discernibility to him. If you saw him on the street, he'd be very forgettable. Doesn't have any, visible tattoos, no piercings. He's got a modest amount of facial hair, but nothing too long, nothing too short. It'd be really hard to pick him out of a lineup. And he doesn't say much. He's very quiet when he needs to be. And it's generally just found kind of like either reading or on his on his computer, kind of like looking up things, and most of the time he's got like a set next to him, a black bag, leather, that clasps at the top with that clamshell style that those old doctor bags have. It's just something he carries around with him, and inside there's a litany of small instruments that he's constantly toying with, and then looking at his computer, and then trying something, almost like he's kind of learning new procedures. But a lot of his time is either spent studying or just leisurely reading. Not a lot to him.
All right. So as all of you take a moment to kind of look over your fellow inside the elevator, you notice that you've been on this elevator for a hot minute, to the point so where you've kind of almost lost track of the number of floors. And while the building did go up substantially, you do notice that you are in fact going down. After a couple more minutes and a handful more floors, the doors open up to a conference room. In the back, the conference room greets you, and an oblong table is there with 12 chairs. 5 on the left, 5 on the right, 1 at the head and 1 at the foot. In the back, against the far back wall, you simply see what appears to be, if those of you who are familiar with a straight silver dagger. And underneath it, it literally says D.A.G.R. The room is cool and very quiet. You do notice, just looking around, there are no other entrance and exits other than this elevator door.
The chairs?
Yes, there's 5. There's a long conference table, and you have 5 on either side, and then you have 1 at the head and 1 at the foot of the table.
Archangel will take a pretty direct stride towards one of the chairs off to the side and sit immediately without really glancing about the room if there aren't any other exits.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Where would you like to go?
I'd go for one of the seats closest to the elevator, I think.
Okay. The one that would technically be the closest to the elevator would be the chair at the foot.
Oh, no, one of the side ones is closest to the elevator. I wouldn't go for the chair.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Duchess, Amazon?
I'll probably claim the seat close, one of the side seats, probably closer to Archangel, and just do that whisper that's very, not inside voice, and just be like, so it looks like we're working for D.A.G.R now. You think we can ask for a transfer to the sister cloak organization?
Yeah, I would imagine that there is a cloak organization. That'd be a little too on the nose. Unless you've heard something that I haven't.
I haven't heard anything, but they do like their pairs. I'm from Iris. We have a sister Sclera organization, but I don't like them. They're a little weird.
Do you know anything about what we're actually doing here?
I'm here on a bit of a remedial course type of situation.
As Amazon's bag hits the table, she's um she's kind of like Phoenix has picked one of the side chairs that's closest to the elevator, but she's pushing it back, feet on the table, and just waiting. Saying anything.
After a few moments, you hear the ding of the elevator again. Walking into the room is a very finely dressed, clean-cut, middle-aged man with white hair, glasses, a very form-fitting suit, as well as remarkably enough, a pink shirt and pink tie. And he walks in and goes, "It is quite rude, as a matter of fact, to put your feet on the table. This disturbs me greatly. Put them down."
There's a raised eyebrow, cockhead, and slowly the feet come off the table.
"Thank you. I am Assistant Director Sinclair. I will be your operative handler for this particular assignment. This is your first assignment for D.A.G.R, as your previous agencies have released you to us. You have all been selected and all been chosen for this particular assignment as your skills are complementary to one another. That being said, in this organization, we do not use real names. Why? Because real names, like a great many instruments of our craft, can be used as weapons. As such, for those of you who I assume have not made introductions, allow me." And he walks around and he stands behind Amazon, and he says, "Former British SAS, Pathfinder and extreme survivalist, codename Amazon." Walks over, data encryption and black hat capabilities, Phoenix. "Duchess, this is your last chance. You will go to jail if you do not adhere to the rules this time."
I'm not gonna acknowledge his warning, but I'll just whisper to Archangel. They call me Duchess because I had to improvise a pearl string necklace as a garrote one time.
She will be handling infiltration and elimination should it require. And your assigned medical advisor shall be Archangel. Now that you all are aware of each other and your various names that you will be using, let's get down to it, shall we? You have all been called together because we have a person of interest since as it has been known, the Great Lockdown. So various entities and agencies have decided to take greater hold across the world. But you're not quite ready for that just yet. So instead, we have a simple mission for you. You are to go to Nairobi, Kenya, where a group of dissidents and rebels are threatening to overthrow the government there. In doing so, this is not good at all, as it will destabilize the region and cause many, many issues. Though we do not necessarily wish to eliminate the leader of this rebel cell, as he is a former general of the Kenyan government, it would be advisable to perhaps stop an arms shipment that he is scheduled to be purchasing from one Joseph Wilson, a known arms dealer, former U.S. military ranger, and known sower of discord throughout the Third World. He has come into some high-grade weaponry and is looking to offload it for quite the penny. The general, of course, needing said weaponry, has offered to buy it. The meeting is scheduled. The exchange of funds and weapons is scheduled to happen in 7 days. You are perfectly capable of establishing your way to get there and to set up your own areas of surveillance. The idea is to stop the weapons in any way, shape, or form. The people themselves may not are considered secondary to simply stopping the munitions. The munitions will be arriving at the docks off of the coastal town of St. Jordan and in Kenya, and will be traveling by vehicle convoy to Nairobi. From there, the exchange will be happening at an unknown location inside of Nairobi. That's where you come in. Find it, stop it. Any questions at this time?
How are we to arrive?
The method of which you arrive is on your own. Currently, we are covering expense costs for travel. My suggestion: commercial. Once there, you will meet with the one Jali Mundi, attaché to the Kenyan Defense Minister at the French Embassy in Nairobi. He has all the details about the general that you may need, including his movements and possible locations.
Weapon shipments for our personal arms. Commercially, we can't take weaponry.
You may make any and all requests through the quartermaster, and the items will be delivered in due time to your place, to your hidey hole, for lack of a better term, that you set up once there. This operation should take no more than 8 days. So, you have your assignments, you have your skills. I suggest you make great use of them. A second elevator will be arriving momentarily. Press the up button to go back up to the top floor, or to the ground floor. Press the down button to go down to the quartermaster for requisitions. I look forward to reading your reports. And then he turns around, steps, the elevator doors open, he walks in, and the elevator doors close with a ding. You guys have a couple of minutes before the next elevator is going to be coming through.
Commercial. Amateur hour here. All right. Well, who's booking the flights?
I've got some connections that I can make use of, but I think at this point they're trying to get me fired. I did threaten to shank someone if they put me on commercial again.
Phoenix, was it?
She just cocks her eyes up from looking at her phone, which she's been on the whole time, tapping away. There is a coffee cup in front of her also. She looks up at you and she goes, "Yes, that's me."
Any chance you could find us a couple of first-class tickets?
Well, I could try a few things, but I'm still on my first cup of coffee, so maybe later. We've got time, right?
Sure. I mean, they didn't say we had to leave now, I suppose. I don't much care for this dark room.
She looks around for a second, actually, and just looks for a coffee station. But there's... is there a coffee station? Can I see a coffee station?
No, there's no coffee station.
She looks around and she goes, "Yeah, you're right. Amateur hour."
Archangel kind of gives you like a once-over, like up-down, looks closely at your eyes, and then like pokes into his bag. And brings out a small... unlabeled medicine capsule and twists off the top and hands you one long white pill that says 90 mg on it. It's faster than coffee. It's caffeine. Relax.
Well, I was about to ask faster how, but if it's just caffeine in pill form, I guess that'll do. Takes the fun out of it, though. Gotta have sugar with it too. But, yeah, swings and roundabouts. Take what you get.
Do you like lean across the table to grab it?
Yeah, but hesitantly, because I'm still like...
As you go to lean across the table, like your hands touch the surface of the table, and suddenly a series of lights light up around your hands, and it goes, Agent Phoenix recognized, and a holographic display with a holographic keyboard appears before you, and it says location destination.
It says location destination, or
Yeah,
it
like
says
it's got
our
location,
Yeah.
destination.
Okay, but nothing next to those two
Mm-mm.
headings. I completely get sidetracked by that and completely ignore the pill. Now that that's distracted me, and I kind of hunch back into the chair. And there's a holographic keyboard, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Can I start tapping? Oh, I'm going to start tapping away, basically.
Yeah. With the exception of failing to meet the resistance like you would normally on a keyboard, right? It does. It starts like you just start typing gibberish in location.
Okay. I would type out location in regards to where we currently are, or at least where I think we currently are, I guess,
Okay.
in a sense. And then the destination of the task at hand. And then I just press enter and see what happens.
As you are typing in your location, a holographic globe appears, and it has a ping on Geneva. Then you type in Nairobi, Kenya, and another ping, and then it has a book passage.
Is there a way for me to determine how it's booking package?
It literally has a question, like a yes, no.
Tap Y.
Passengers.
I look around and start. Oh, is it asking for a number or names? Number.
What is
I
it?
type in a number. I type
Number?
in the appropriate number.
You type in the appropriate number.
Yes, the appropriate number.
Okay. All right. So you type in the appropriate.
Don't make me count people.
Don't make you count. Oh shit! Here we go. Don't make
Is
you
the
count.
screen holographic as well? Like we can all see it from the other side. It's
It's
backwards?
just backwards.
4. Phoenix. There's 4 of us.
Space. 4. Enter.
You see it. You see a handful of like computational numbers. This happening, right? And it says flight tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Ramstein Air Force Base.
Can I somehow check in what sense it is booked? Passage.
Like in what sense?
Yes. Does it say how?
It is a military. It is a military charter flight through the United States Air Force.
Oh.
You will be piggybacking a humanitarian aid drop.
Well, it's not first class, but it's something. You did ask me to sort it. Perhaps we could get some leather chairs or something. I don't know.
Amazon's saying nothing, but as soon as she realizes what sort of flight it is, she's smiling.
Right. Well,
Ding.
at least all the
Elevator
seats are
doors
aisle
open.
seats.
Get a bag, walk towards the elevator.
Does anyone need to requisition anything, or are we just headed up to ground floor now?
I'm going down.
I place my hand on the desktop, on the tabletop, see what happens. See if I get anything cool.
When you do, it says Agent Archangel, like access granted, and you see a series of holographic, for lack of a better term, files that appear before you. And while it has actual names and date of births, like basically digitally removed, you see code names and you see full medical workup on everybody in your team.
Can I export them to like, I don't know, my phone
Yep. You can,
or print it?
No,
Can
you
I
can't print
out?
it. There's just that right. It just starts popping out. No, like export files, right? And like you pull up your phone and you just kind of like flick it at the files, holographic files, and they start populating on your phone.
Super. I will do one of these. I like try to put my hand through it to try to close it. How do I off? Oh, okay. That was how that worked. Okay. Cool. And he looks at his phone and he'll start heading to the elevator. Starts
Seeing
flipping
how
through the
that's
files.
responded to Archangel, Amazon will roll her eyes, move tail, put her hand on, and just see what comes up.
A series of files and topographical maps pertaining to Kenya, to include any and all local flora and fauna that are poisonous and or dangerous that one might encounter in urban and right outside of urban areas.
Looking through, focused on the terrain. If able to manipulate to zoom in out of terrain, and is going through the maps.
Yes, it's all based off of it's all land navigation, topographical maps, locations, distances between towns, all major roadways, and secondary roadways, as well as primary and secondary safe houses throughout Nairobi.
Well, for that, there's a pad of paper and a pen, and it is jotting down. It's not the high tech of the phone, is the just pad and paper.
All right, so you're gonna be there a minute.
Clearly in shorthand.
Mm-hmm.
It's also in the code as well. So, but
If everyone's touching the table, then I want to touch the table.
All right, now that you're touching the table, right? It recognizes it. The same light up happens. It recognizes you, right? And it goes through the most common security technologies used throughout the city. It also goes into great detail the heads of the city security, both military, police, and federal police, as well as known security agencies that operate in and around Nairobi and the port of St. Jordan. It also provides you with the details and common weapons that are used in and around the government buildings and throughout the city, as well as an assessment of combat capabilities and personnel that are active that move in and around Nairobi.
Fabulous. I'll also do some kind of little flicking motion to put that on my systems.
If you flick your phone at it, it populates back into your phone.
Right. Seeing this go on, I've just looked at everybody get some really cool and interesting information that they can ascertain from their files, and I look up and go, great, everybody gets things to do, to look at and operate with, and I get fucking Travelocity. So I start feeling under the desk for any ports, USB ports or otherwise.
There are several.
Okay, Okay. One of my I kind of lift one side of my jacket and pull a small tablet out, which has a wire thing. Technical jargon, everyone.
A wire thing.
A wire thing. And I basically I go to try and put it in one of the ports, and then go, and then reverse it. Reverse it again. Then I put it in. It's always right the first time, and then I've jacked into whatever I think I'm jacking into, and then I start tapping things on my tablet.
All right, so you are interfacing with the mainframe of the building at this particular point in time. So basically, what's happening is you've jacked in, and you basically are getting a prompt for password.
Okay. Obviously, I don't know the password, so I do a couple more bits on the tablet, and I'm gonna try. I don't know what to do at this point. Right, quick, what do I do?
Travelocity is what you do.
Hacker's got a hack.
The password is clearly gnome.
Yeah. Can I
It's
type in
swordfish.
Yeah.
It's always
Always swordfish.
It's always
Password,
swordfish.
Password 123 or something like that? Can I just,
Access granted.
Oh fuck.
No.
Oh fuck. Get out of town.
Okay, no.
This is a government agency, people. Okay, 123 is a common password.
Okay, so legit password 123 was correct.
No,
Is it?
it was not correct.
Okay, I was about to say we'll have words later.
It's not even HIPAA compliant. That's terrible.
It doesn't have a symbol. Okay, can I attempt to do some hacking?
You sure
with the
can.
password? What do you want me to do, Kat?
Oh my
What do I-
goodness! Make a
what do I
compute.
do?
Make you know what? Make an info war check for me.
Make an infotech? Or an
Infotech. Yes, there you go.
Excellent. I get to roll. Where's my d20?
Say info
First
war.
roll of campaign.
Yeah. Info war roll.
Oh my god.
19.
19. Okay.
Yeah.
Roll for-
You get through the first couple levels of encryption and have access to all primary functions of the mainframe. What are you
Excellent.
looking for?
I would like to, first of all, everything they just downloaded to their personal devices, I take from my own personal device. Can I get a copy of it?
Sure.
Excellent. I'd like to do that, please.
I need to close chat. 3 spies and an Alex Jones. Yep, sure do. Okay.
In fact, given the fact that she was potentially just a little bit insulted by booking duty, she tries to gut every bit of information she can, given the level of access she's just acquired.
Okay.
When I say gut, I don't mean take it away from their system, just duplicate it for my own usage.
Okay. All right. You managed to copy all of their files as well as a summary on each one of the including yourself, a summary of reasons for selection for this team, as well as strengths and weaknesses of each one of the members of the teams. Basically, psychological reports, mission reports, all those things about each member of the team.
Okay, and as a little side note to that, can I determine whether I have just read and copy permissions, or do I have write permissions?
Just read and copy.
Damn it. Okay, no worries. No worries. I will leave it there. I will back out the system and quite smugly place everything back in my pocket and finish my coffee and just put the cup down and leave it.
Well, all right then.
I won't even look at the rest of the team. I won't even pretend that they might have seen what I just did.
I mean,
Archangel, for the record, absolutely did not. He's too engrossed in his medical files now.
is he?
Was the stuff coming up on the holographic projection? What Phoenix was accessing, or did it just come up on her tablet screen?
Like what you were accessing? No, it like it's all being copied into like a 2D format onto her tablet.
But what did it also flash up as a holographic thing of what she was accessing?
No, because she went in through the maintenance port.
In that case, I don't think I think Amazon would have known should plug something in and was doing something, but wouldn't have been. I don't think would have had an angle to see exactly what was doing.
No, you're too busy shorthanding it. There's always got to be one. They can't just flick the phone. They can't just, do what everybody else does and do the, I'm going to write it out.
Take breaks. Oh, Ranger, I deal with that.
All right, so the elevator is there and standing, and like the elevator doors are permanently open. Where would you guys like to go?
Down.
Down, they say. Down to quartermasters. All right, so you guys select the button that takes you down. After about 10 or 12 floors, the doors open up to what, ironically enough, you'd swear would be similar to that of the place where you take your tires to get rotated. There's like, it does not look sleek. It does not look anything like that. It looks like computer parts strung out. Weapons in various states of disassembly, as well as being put together and modified. There's a handful of technicians that are walking around that look just kind of like everyday people. A woman walks up. A woman walks up to you, a rather elderly Betty White-looking woman. Oh, are you guys here to get some new toys? To go blow up the world? Is that what you're here for?
I mean, if you're talking some explosives, I'm sure we could make use of some of those.
Funny thing about explosives, they're kind of hard to get over borders, but that's neither here nor there. What is it? Is there? I need your names, sweetheart. That's what I need.
Amazon.
Amazon. A little short, but okay. Okay, all right.
There's a eye twitch as a holding 5-6. Don't push it.
Yeah, okay. All right then. Very well. You can call me M, for the purpose of this. All right. Let's see here. Let me see. And she like pulls out like this brick of a laptop looking thing. This is a very, very different vibe than you are getting from the sleek, sexy computer table that you guys had upstairs versus what's going on down here. There's just a very, very different vibe. Like, it's almost like if you were to have jumped back 10 years. Like, as far as the way everything looks and the way it feels. Okay, all right. So, survivalist. Okay. Huh. Okay, so what do you want?
The question is, what can you get me?
I mean, we don't exactly make like exploding pens here. So, what is it you're after?
Any weapon that we can have? Anything camouflage?
Well, I mean, the item must suit the area you're going for. So, I guess you'll have your standard array of weapons. Okay, and she's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, okay, all right. So you have your standard complement of sidearms that will be delivered to you. Anything other than weapons or any specific types of weapons that you may feel that you need for this particular mission. Although the assistant director has banned Duchess from the Barrett, you're not allowed to have that. They said anti-tank rifles used on people is bad form.
I've just looked at that's just sitting there.
I mean, sometimes people stand in long lines, and why would I use 21 regular bullets if I can just use one big one? We call that conservation where I'm from.
Well, they didn't like it. It was quite messy last time. Yes, Archangel, the Doctor. Yes. Hang on a second. Okay. All right. So, with that being said, she pulls out this titanium colored briefcase, and she hands it over to you. In there are all necessary vaccinations, injections, and everything you'll need for local diseases. In there to make sure that your entire team gets properly immunized before going there. There's a couple of new types of flu that have been popping up down there, but it'll apparently put you on your ass. So these injections should protect you from just about every known form of poison and or disease, except for herpes. That shit lasts forever. There we go.
So poison antidotes.
Yes, pretty much. Well, they're poison antidotes and disease vaccinations.
Antidotes and, gotcha.
Yep.
Awesome. He starts taking each one of them out, leaves the vaccinations out on the table, but starts putting all of the antidotes into his clasp bag. And as soon as he's gotten them all in there, he'll actually start prepping the vaccinations through 4 different needles.
Okay, very well. All right. For you, darling, have something special for you. Here you go. And she literally closes the brick laptop looking thing that she has, right? And she hands it to you. This is for you.
I look at it, and I have to think for a second. And then I just kind of slide it off, and then just hold it.
This thing weighs probably about 4 or 5 pounds. She goes, you can access the net from anywhere in the world on that particular computer. It has a satellite uplink and has real-time data up and download at all times. Technical jargon here, technical jargon here, technical jargon here. Hacker speak, hacker speak, hacker speak. Really great laptop you can use anywhere.
Yeah, see, I was hoping you'd say that, because otherwise the alternative would have been, you really don't know what I need. But if it does that, then I can't complain. Although some slimlining could be advised. It's fine. I get it. Money, all that, technology. Hacker talk, technology talk, technology talk, hacker
Yes,
talk,
exactly.
and all that.
And all that, yes. Duchess, what do you need?
What can I walk out of here with?
She just blankly stares at you.
Just stare back. Give her that award-winning smile. See which one of us breaks first.
All right, the normal compliment then. And she pulls out a couple more cases, and opens them up. Right, your standard comm beads set. Synthetic skin face mask. Input the image of anybody's face, male or female, that you wish to replicate, and it will create a mask for that particular individual. That will last for... is this the old one or the new one? And she says to a guy off to the right, and then just kind of shrug. I don't know. Right. Well, still kind of new. Anyway, it'll make a great synthetic mask that you can wear. Fits right to the skin. Voice modulator. Backup ammunition for your sidearms. And... yes, this thing. I love this thing. And she pulls up like this dish-looking thing on a handle. It's a point in the direction, and you can hear the sound. That's what it does.
Ooh.
Good for listening in on people. Anything else, you can have Phoenix requisition with that handy-dandy thing right there. You will have additional equipment provided for you once you get to theater. But this is what you can use right now.
Perfect. Thank you,
All right. What do you guys wish to do?
Roll up your sleeves.
Rolls up.
Come on. There you go.
Rolls up. Just get on with it.
Yeah, he like turns it up, flicks it, and then just bam, right in your arm, injects, rips it out. There's no like bedside manner to this whatsoever. It's just kind of a
None.
He's almost put the shot in your arm like he was tapping a pen on your shoulder.
Do you want a saving throw to see if there's any reaction to that?
I mean,
So why not? I'll take a. Nope. There's a bit of All right.
what'd you get?
I got a total of 11,
Oh,
but we'll save.
yeah.
Wisdom save.
And I'll go around and do that to each person, just giving them their vaccine cocktails.
Yeah. Who doesn't like needles?
I wasn't really paying attention, so when he walks up to me, I just kind of look up from my phone and go, "Can I help?"
And he's like, "Yeah, I noticed something under here." And he pulls up like your short sleeve. He just kind of pulls it up, and then bam, like right into your arm, and just plungers. And it's kind of like a before you've even reacted. And he takes it. He goes, "You're all set." He'll put the needles in a clasp, and then hand the used needles back to M. Can you put those in a disposal, please?
She literally walks over and like to this little biohazard bin, and she's just like,
Sorry, did you just put those needles in a biohazard plastic bag?
no, the big Sharps plastic container thing, like
Okay.
like they have in the doctor's office. That's like attached to the wall.
Yes, thank you. Okay,
No, yes,
that's what I'm
no.
looking for.
She took the needles and threw them in a plastic bag and just tied them off. And good enough, right? Whip.
I heard biohazard. I imagine those round ones where they throw like the gloves and tongue depressors like into like the big garbage bags.
Oh no, they have a little actual Sharps container that they can throw
I
needles in.
was about ready to chastise her for improper medical waste disposal.
All right. Well, is there anything else that you'll need? This is the last time you can ask for any special equipment before, you really need it.
I mean,
Yeah, could I get a lollipop? The doctor here didn't seem to come equipped with one after he rudely just jabbed me in the arm.
You're
That was
not
a joke.
fucking serious, are you?
No.
Okay.
Although if you do have any, actually, I would take one.
And there's no way I can requisition an assault helicopter.
No, because it has machine guns and missiles, and you don't get both.
Have fun. Have fun. Turns back. Walks back to the.
She does hand Phoenix two small flash drive looking devices. And she goes, "These may come in handy, but I don't know just yet."
Reach out, take them, and go. Any idea what they do?
Ah, yes, they are an interface bypass. If for whatever reason you're encountering a firewall which you can't get through, simply plug this into the server, computer, monitor, whatever it may be, and it will allow you instant access to those systems, allowing you to bypass the firewall. But it has to be physically in the machine.
Well, all right then. Thanks.
Well, do you guys head back upstairs, I take it?
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
All right. After a short period of time, you guys have vehicles that are basically take you to a hotel for the evening. At said hotel, it is encouraged that you have dinner together or something along those lines to instill some sort of camaraderie amongst yourselves. Though it is not required, it is recommended by Sinclair. So that's up to you guys as to whether or not you wish to have dinner with one another or not. If you do, great. If you don't, I want to know which ones of you do not have dinner with everybody else.
The Amazon would.
Would?
Yes. She would attend.
Does anybody refrain?
I don't think Archangel would refrain. I think that at this point he'd be interested to see. He's got to be. I mean, clearly he's responsible for the medical well-being of everybody here, so he's got to see what your diets are like.
I'm happy for the opportunity to disappoint you there.
I only eat meat.
That was just all dessert. There's like the barest semblance of the nutrition pyramid, and then just dessert.
He's gonna walk around with these what look like, you ever see like those end caps to super glue, how it's just like a plastic tip with a needle coming out of it?
Yeah.
He'll walk around with all of those, and he'll ask for your index fingers. And he'll just, if nobody says no, he'll just take like a pinprick and place your blood on these paper samplers, and put them into sealed jars before he puts them back in his bag. I'll need this. I'm gonna be testing your food sensitivities and whatnot, so that we make sure everything goes smoothly.
Okay, I'd like to attend dinner, but I don't want to allow my blood to be taken.
Okay.
At least I'm kind of like, I pull my hand away, because my hand's pretty much always up here, because there's always a device in it, pretty much. So if he got the drop on me, he probably could.
Well, he would have gotten it wouldn't have been like a drop. He would have come up and asked for your finger. So it would have been a request this time, rather than the plunger in the arm that he gave you a moment ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I would in fact, holding the device in one hand and doing stuff with the other, I would have just said they're occupied.
Is this while we're having the main meal, or is this before food is brought out?
I would have done this before we left, because he'll want to make use of the area that they're in with the files for testing and whatnot. We can take it from your arm, Phoenix. It's not like it doesn't have to be your hands if you're worried about future modeling gigs.
Okay. No.
It's either that or you get cholera and die of a almond sensitivity.
I roll my eyes and say, "Peanuts, go ahead."
Okay. Poke you, and he'll make sure. What he's going to be doing is he's going to be running. I want blood types on all of them. I'd like to know their current cholesterol levels, and then I'm going to be doing this again after the meal, because Archangel takes this shit seriously.
Phoenix's A1C is a little bit to be concerned about.
Irresponsible to that, Amazon, what are you? That one.
So you guys have a meal, and the awkwardness of Archangel coming through and requesting all of these medical samples of all of you have begun to raise suspicions necessarily about his actual role within the group.
And you'll notice that if there's steak there, and we'll order a steak, and we'll look at the steak knife, put it aside, pull a proper flick knife, flick it open, and use that as the knife.
How
as the
rude.
knife, just a.
For a second, I really thought you were just going to throw away the knife and just pulls at it with your teeth.
No,
right, just starts gnawing at it.
I was like, this knife's a proper. It's a big knife. It's like, whoa, okay.
Freaking cutting his meal. The Amazon's cutting her meal with a bayonet. And it's just, So the rest of the meal goes on, and you all begin to learn particular mannerisms and quirks about each individual. The evening progresses. The evening passes with idle small talk, asking and questioning one another about their histories and what they wish to know about each other. The next day, you guys are met bright and early with a by a small motorcade of 3 vehicles. These are your transports to take you across the border into Germany and down to the Air Force Base, where you will catch your flight. Do you have anything else you wish to do before we head out?
Amazon would ask Phoenix what she got off the of the central display. Wouldn't push it. Would just be a sort of curious query.
Okay, and I say records.
Fair enough.
Yeah, things like, top 5 players at Tetris within the agency, stuff like that. Super important stuff. Those sorts of
Interesting.
records.
The Tekken Tag Team Tournament Champion.
Keep your secrets. Wouldn't push it any further.
On the way down, you guys all receive a particular depending how you guys divide up between the vehicles is up to y'all. But you all do receive the same briefing on the way down. Sinclair basically informs you all that additional information has been brought to light about the particular arms deal that's going down, and that this particular mission has gone from something of what many would consider a routine nature, given the world in which you operate, to something a little more serious, as it is not simply the selling of AKs and RPKs to another third world warlord. There is a concern that perhaps biological weapons may in fact be part of this particular deal.
Oh fuck. I'm gonna need a bigger gun.
Nuclear weapons.
A biological.
Does it say what kind of biological weapons might be used?
The VX gas type. I guess that'd be more of a nerve weapon.
Are there any anti-agents to VX?
There is a very specific medical procedure that needs to be administered in the event of exposure to VX gas, of which you have approximately 30 seconds to administer, or you die.
Okay, I make sure that I have the tools for that in my bag, as well as a number of empty gel caps if I can get those.
Gel caps? I mean,
Yeah,
you can
like
put
those separatable little gel caps so that I can put like powders into if I need to.
Okay, all right.
And a mortar and pestle.
Okay.
Someone's gonna be brewing some shit.
I'm kind of curious now as to the mortar and pestle part.
Every medical bag has a small mortar and pestle. I don't have one. I'm getting one while I'm here. They're expensive.
Okay. All right then. All right. Yeah, that works. That works. Okay. So the trip is approximately 6 hours to get from where you're going to the Air Force Base. Is there anything you wish to do at that particular time during the travel?
I'm going over notes, mostly memorizing. Just try to put into memory the terrain. Just memorizing as much as I can.
Okay. Anybody else wish to do anything else?
Yeah, I'm reviewing the most of the information that I pulled from the D.A.G.R system.
Okay, so in there, what you're going to be finding out is detailed reports of of the various individuals. You find the Amazon service record from when she was part of an experimental unit within the British SAS. You find out the full training and medical knowledge of Archangel. Archangel was in fact not trained in a normal school of medicine. He was trained in military medicine, and from that he was part of a small branch of the CDC whose job it was to think tank diseases so they could create new vaccines and cures for them. Duchess has little information, as she was part of IRIS, which is a non-government associated agency, though she does have something of an impressive kill record, and has an operational success rate of 77%.
Okay. Thank you. This
I'll
information I
spend the
retain. Yeah.
Sorry.
Go on.
I'll spend the ride just familiarizing myself with the different security systems, and if I can pre-program any settings into the synthetic mask, I'll do that.
Okay. The synthetic mask is more based along the lines of, like, if you need to impersonate somebody, so you just, like, snap a picture of them or whatever, right, and put it in there, and it'll create a mask that'll fit your form, the form of your head and neck area for that particular person. As far as the common security systems, the majority of the security systems used around in and around the city are simple keycard security locks, motion sensor type technology, as well as some thermal recognition technology. Biometrics don't seem to be a very big thing right now in and around Nairobi, so that is one particular thing that you wouldn't have to necessarily worry about. Also, another thing worth noting is that most of the security in and around these areas that require security are not sleek, sexy security. They're dudes standing there with AKs and assault rifles. Like, there's no, like, security guard with a pistol, ma'am, may I see your ID kind of thing. They are very, very open about their security and the weaponry that they carry around. Anybody else?
I'm going to spend the trip updating their medical history from what I've learned after acquiring a second blood sample.
Which version
Now-
would have shown the elevator thing in that one?
Yeah, he doesn't seem to like register that there's like an offense intended there. He just kind of like does what he does and then moves on. It's not even like it's almost upsetting that he just kind of doesn't pick up on it.
I mean,
He's just kind of like says, "Oh, okay," as if you had offered him your thumb or pinky or anything.
all right. As you guys continue along the trip, you guys arrive, get through security. Your drivers get you through the security checkpoints, and you find yourselves on an airfield. The loud crank of the engines of the C-130 greet you as you open the doors, and a strong, warm breeze, a mixture of just the time of year and the exhaust of this massive plane, kind of warm the air around you. You see several pallets being loaded onto the back of this particular plane, and a member of the crew come out and say, "You are 4 passengers."
Nods, moves towards. Bag over her shoulder.
I'll take that as a yes. Okay. All right. We should have no issues, no problems. Nice, safe flight. If you guys are bored, come up the left side of the ramp, go all the way towards the front, and there's a few bailout chairs up there that you guys can sit in. FYI, this is a 7-hour flight. We do not have a working bathroom. There is a bucket in where the bathroom should be, though. Anyway, that being said, welcome aboard. Have a seat. Make sure you strap in, and then we'll go over parachute procedures should we need to make an evacuation of the plane midair.
Oh, fuck.
Phoenix looks up and clocking with one word, parachute, and she goes, "Sorry, are we jumping out the plane?"
It's a just in case procedure.
No electronic
Shield is
devices
fine.
while the plane is in the air. Fucks with the telemetry.
Angel
on.
is halfway through putting his on.
Okay, electronic devices wise, can it be essentially on airplane mode?
Yes, you can still play Tetris on airplane mode.
Bless you. Okay, that's fine. We'll go with that.
I'm guessing Felix is a little is quite obviously a little about this plane.
Not a fan of being in the air. You can probably tell that the concept of not being able to fixate on a device is not freaking her out, but not making her comfortable.
Tamsin will hold a hand and go, "You'll be fine. Come on, let's get you seated."
Right. She just kind of saunters toward.
All right. So you guys load up in the back of the plane, and the back door closes, and you feel that cold pressurization that happens in all planes just before they take off. After a few short minutes, the plane begins to taxi and take off. And for everybody who's ridden an airplane before, you know that you are in the air as you feel that gut-wrenching pull at your stomach as you are now officially off the ground and into the air. And at this point, I think it's safe to say that we're going to call our mid-session break. And we will be back in about 10 minutes. So stretch your legs, walk around, do your thing, grab a snack, grab a drink. And we will be back in about 10 minutes, folks. Stick around for the second half as we get to Nairobi. We'll be right back, y'all. Hello, everybody, and welcome back for part 2 of today's spy game. When last we left, our intrepid heroes were just boarded a plane, and they're on their way using the guise of a humanitarian aid mission by the United States Air Force to transport our secret squirrels to Nairobi, Kenya. The flight is approximately 6 hours long and, luckily enough, is not met with much turbulence. After
I will point out for this: as soon as the planes can level out, Amazon's asleep.
Okay.
Even as the planes they're slight rocking, nothing.
I mean, yes, they're heroes. I mean, heroes are a matter of perspective. Jeez. As you guys are continuing, after about 6 hours, you guys do start to feel the plane descend. It comes in. No major issues. As it lands just out at the Nairobi International Airport. You guys are kind of like, you guys can see out of the, I guess you could call them portholes, on the side of the plane that you don't actually taxi over toward the airport itself, but you kind of taxi off over towards a hangar area, like just that are just hangars. The back of the plane opens up, and there is several cargo trucks waiting to be loaded with this humanitarian aid. It's, excuse me, predominantly food, bottled water, things along those lines. You guys make your exit, and as you exit, the very warm heat of Kenya washes over you from the very cold inside of the C-130. Now, when you get there, there is a truck, a truck parked out there waiting for you, and a man comes out and says, "D.A.G.R." Okay. He literally throws the keys towards Amazon. And he's just like, eh. And he literally just turns and starts walking off. You guys now have this vehicle.
I'll check what's in it.
I would like to take several steps back away from Amazon as those keys reach his hand.
Her hand.
Her hand.
Their hand, yeah,
Their
sorry.
hand.
Yeah, sorry.
Nothing happens. Inside, you find a printed map, as well as directions towards a safe house there in Nairobi. And that's pretty much it. You also find a passcode key card in the manila folder as well.
I'll get in. Turn it on. I'll start the dock up and actually go.
You guys get in, or you guys just
I'm
wait?
I'm waiting till she starts the car. I'm not going
Oh,
anywhere near it.
Starts it up, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it starts up fine. Yeah, it starts up fine. I can just see like the three of you like peeking out above like one of these pallets of food, like, huh? Okay, yeah.
No, Archangel just does not go over there until the car is started and he's seen it move and stop at least once.
Understandable.
I'm
I mean,
moving it.
that's
I'm relying on
understandable.
my peripherals to understand where the group is, and given that the main body of the group is still where it was, I don't move.
like
I'm now on my phone trying to
like
turn.
I am
airplane
literally just seeing like all I see is Phoenix as my teenage daughter. Just
9 times out of 10, there's going to be a coffee cup in one hand and this going on, and usually one earphone in, at least one. That's the majority of the time, I would say.
the only thing she's missing is Uggs. Anyway,
No
Once we
ups.
see like the car is safe to approach, Alter the Archangel will go, it's a lot like the ooh, because of my X there. It's a lot like the elevators. You never really get over that first like when it starts.
That's fair.
It's always just a better idea to just not. Does anybody know who that was, by the way, that threw him the keys?
Yeah, I
No,
think
of course
that's
not.
that's humanitarian officer number 5.
You'd think we'd be a lot better at this. Tell me more about that garrote you fashioned out of as he gets into the car.
As you guys get in the car, you guys, I assume you put it into gear and start to follow the directions.
Yep.
You guys, the airport sits just outside of Nairobi, and as you enter the city, it is a very beautiful city. You guys have arrived during the night, and it is a very much happening kind of place at night. It is very much any sort of any sort of stereotypical misconceptions that people have of the third world are quickly like destroyed the moment you get there, and the fact that you see that this is a very well developed city with many people, businesses, everything along those lines that you would expect to see, like even in your own hometown, for lack of a better term, are present here. After a short stint through the town, you guys come to the front of a you guys pull up to the front of a shopkeep of it's just their equivalent of a 7-Eleven, only as a storefront. And then above it you see several apartment looking lofts that are above it as the building goes higher up into the sky.
Park up. Have a look. Have a look around. Have a look around the people.
There's not a whole lot of foot traffic happening right here, but there is a small doorway. Like you have the storefront. We have the storefront, right, and then right next to the storefront, you have like a door that's right there, and you see a pin code, like you would like if you're going to like an apartment complex, right, where you need to punch in your pin code in order to open the door.
I'll get out. Keep it in, with the card from the photo in there.
All right.
Is there anything written on the card?
No, it is a simple white card with a black magnetic strip. Quick, quick look. You do see one of those funny little, like hotel room door sensor things just above the number pad, and you can just, and it click, the door opens.
Open the door and see if they've got out the car yet.
Archangel will, yeah, at this point, have been kind of up where you were.
Okay.
No sense sitting and waiting in the car for no reason, especially if it's off. If you left the car, did you leave the car running?
No.
Okay, yeah. If the car's off, he's not. Archangel wouldn't just sit there. He'd be getting bags together to bring inside.
All right. So as you guys make your way up the stairs, you go up several flights of stairs basically you go up a flight and there's a landing and there's a door. And then there's another flight, landing, door. So you're getting the impression that each one of these floors is a loft, room, apartment, whatever you want to call it, unto themselves. You guys go up approximately 4 flights of stairs before you see what appears to be almost like unsuspicious, obviously placed, obviously placed, like spray painted little like dagger thing above the door, where you see the same key card magnetic strip. Like tap it with your like hotel room key.
Bing.
The door unlocks and you guys go inside, and it is a vast difference from what you probably were very much expecting. You see a very lavish and lush loft apartment with 3 bedrooms, a full kitchen, a large living room area that is towards the corner of the corner of the floor, and overlooking with several bay windows looking out into the city. You find a large conference table, several large televisions, for lack of a better term, a tech area where you see several computers set up, as well as a small folding satellite antenna that is sitting on a table pointed out the door, or not pointed out the window, pointed in the direction of the window at the sky. You also find several other cases sitting on the tables, aligning the tables aligning the couch. Like you've got the couch making an L, and it's one of those cool, super bougie couch floors too, where like you step down and then it's the whole couch thing, and then the floor. Never mind. Saw it on Pinterest ad. And then you see these metal cases lining. Each one of them has your name on it.
Opens the case.
Yeah, first thing I do when I go in there is breathe a sigh of relief once I see the surroundings.
You go to the case. If you go to the case, it has a fingerprint recognition on the handle. The case opens up, and you find, basically, for lack of a better term, your basic complement of gear and equipment, of which you guys have all already kind of determined what you each have as your basic complement of equipment, complete with your standard weapons, firearm, all your standard weapons and or firearms, all of your basic tech and what have you to complete your mission. There's also several files that have been left out, which give detailed accounts of the surrounding cities, what areas are safe parts of the cities, what areas are not safe parts of the cities, or of the city, as well as several areas of interest, for lack of a better term. They aren't anything of that seem remarkable right now, but they are listed as points of interest. One is a historical museum. Another one is the botanical gardens that they have, and another area is a very, very, very high-end restaurant. It has full employee records, compliments, as much intel as possible on these 3 areas. These are believed to be suspected locations of possible meetings between the general and our arms dealer. Yes.
Archangel will open his case.
You find, basically, for lack of a better term, a fully stocked portable lab. Everything from painkillers to a microscope to various vials for extraction, needles, adrenaline, anything that you could possibly need for a trauma situation.
Is this a hotel?
Not exactly a hotel. This is an apartment. This is like a full apartment. It's a huge apartment. Yeah.
I think Archangel would probably be like looking into the case. He would see what's in there, kind of close it for a sec. and set his down and head out into the hallway to look for like the maintenance closet.
Okay.
He would head out to go look for like cleaning supplies, because if he's got a mobile lab, that means he's got the ability to make ammonia bombs or something to that effect. You know, things that can take people out without murdering them in cold blood or you know, leaving them intact, I guess.
As the Amazon's there checking their pistols and grumbling that grumbling the fact that I didn't put a shotgun in the fucking case as well.
All right. Phoenix, you pretty much find your basic complement of tech, a standard issue sidearm, though your use for such things is generally not really kind of what you're about. But you do have one. Duchess, you find all of your implements of craft, and for some reason, a martini glass.
That's standard issue.
Why? Why is there a martini glass in this thing?
I'll drag my case over and kind of claim whatever spot in the apartment has the most natural light.
So there are 3 bedrooms in the in this particular apartment. Each one of them have a double bed and number whatever. You can very much tell that this place was set up to be some sort of a base of operations. You guys, there is information packets that have been delivered and set up to where you guys learn a little more information. You also find out that you have a meeting tomorrow with the attaché to the defense minister to get any and all information regarding the general, the buyer, and what have you. So the rest of the night is yours to do with as you see fit. So what is it that you would like to do?
Does this apartment have a balcony?
No.
Or is it just very like open? Like
It doesn't have a balcony. But I mean, like the edge of the building goes all the way up. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's just like a fully kitted sort of apartment.
Mm-hmm.
You'd imagine like you could go with someone like living there, basically.
Yeah.
Can I check the fridge? Is the fridge stocked?
Yes, it is.
Have they got cold coffee in there?
They have Starbucks mocha pre-mades.
I'm gonna take one of those.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna crack one of those and then sit down at the tech area.
Alrighty.
And start investigating, basically.
All right.
Establishing, claiming.
Okay. Is there anything in particular that you are attempting to find or seek out?
No, I just want to establish the. I would like to establish the computer's capabilities. I would like to run some basic stuff, but I'd also like to hook my devices to it as well.
Okay. All right. So you're basically setting up your temporary network, for lack of a better term.
Pretty much, yeah. Testing capabilities. Dare I say a benchmark, just to see kind of what it's capable of.
Okay.
So obviously, I don't have like a rundown of the specs of which they're providing me with. It could be junk as far as I'm concerned. It might look impressive, but I want to really kind of test what it's capable of and then implement my stuff into it.
Okay.
Make myself at home, basically.
All right. Okay. Amazon, what would you like to be doing?
And checking over Weaponry, taking over all the gear, and also see if we can send a message to Peter. Usual checkup.
Okay.
On how things are going there. Not expecting any immediate response, but just kind of getting a lay of land. Again, going over the notes of the area of terrain, so analyzing as much where everything is possible.
Something you do note that is worth noting is that there is no active man-sized sewer system here. There is also no subway. So all traffic is very much done above ground. Alrighty, Duchess.
I'm going to use my forgery kit to start setting up kind of like a fake ID for myself and anyone else that might want one or need one.
Okay. All right. So, you know what? Are you just making them for yourself, or are you trying to make them for the entire group?
So I'm starting with myself, but if anybody else needs one or doesn't have one established, I will do that for them.
Okay. Um, let's see what kind of one you make here. Like, give me let's say a deception check to see how good
All
this particular fake ID is.
Deception, you say? Let me math. Not bad. 18.
You did pretty good. It may not stand up to the most strictest of scrutiny, but it will definitely get you through most doors and most systems.
Cool beans.
Archangel, what are you doing?
I just registered that you said Archangel. I mean, how fast can I make ammonia canisters?
Well, I mean, do you go looking for the cleaning closet?
Yeah.
Do me a favor and make a perception check.
Okay. Let's see. Where are you? Perception. Percepcion. That's wisdom based. Sick. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You find what appears to be the cleaning closet that has basic amenities for cleaning and maintaining, as well as a what appears to be a keypad on the back wall of it, behind a coat.
Okay. Interesting. I will note that keypad in a moment here. I'm gonna look to see if they've got any like bleach and
They have pretty much everything that you would find in the common household.
okay, yeah, I'll grab two jugs of bleach and another like generic cleaner that isn't that has no bleach in it, so that I can make some makeshift ammonia
Okay.
gas if I need to.
All right.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and a powder cleaner if I can. Is there any like wow, what's it called? OxyClean?
You want some Ajax?
Yeah, yeah.
You can find an equivalent of Ajax.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring the bleach, the cleaner, and then an Ajax with me back to the room. And I'm gonna mention when I come back, I look around the hallways. Like, does this place look super techy, or does it look really run down and unassuming?
Like your apartment?
Yeah, like in the hallway even.
Well, the hallway looks really kind of rundowny, right? But the apartment is like stepping into like a high-rise apartment like in New York.
Okay, so it's nice, but it's not like I should expect to see bookshelves and things like that that like spin or anything like that. It's just a nice apartment in a rundown building.
No, that's exactly what it like. It looks like it would have bookshelves that spin, only on the outside of the door it's like this doesn't quite compute.
I'll mention the keypad to Phoenix. There are some secret doors with telephone entry in like the closets here. Is that something we should Is that something we should concern ourselves with? Do you have a way to bypass telephone entry?
Well, I can try. I mean, if it's all hooked up to the same system, or at least hardwired into a similar system, I could at least see if I can take a look. I mean, I imagine if this is an operation center of sorts, there's probably something screwy going on in the background. Whether we're supposed to know what that is or not, well, to be determined.
There's one in the supply closet. There's a door. It's just something I saw while I was there. It seems out of place.
Supply closet.
Yeah.
How cliche.
It's not a door.
You know what?
That's I need to express that it's not a door. It's a just on the back wall. There's a keypad.
All right. I'm still gonna say it's a door. There's a keypad entry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming it goes to a door. Because who puts a safe in a supply closet behind a coat? That's silly. Now a door. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna look around our room now. Now I'm curious. Like, wait, do we have secret doors in our little like space here?
Make a perception check.
I can do that. Let me turn on a light in this bitch because I can't see goddamn anything. There we go. Oh boy, a 6.
Man, this is just some nice Egyptian cotton sheets we got going on here. This is quite amazing.
Okay.
Do I notice him looking around?
Yeah, probably.
Like for anything specific, Archangel?
I'm just curious if we had some in here too.
Some
There's
what?
doors, secret doors, keypads. You know, beep, boop, bop. Like
I hold up the key card. One for this?
not to get like. I mean, I don't know. There was the keypads that didn't have like a swiping card. Like it wasn't. I guess I didn't look at it close enough. I wasn't really interested in it. I just thought it was interesting that there was a keypad inside of a closet behind a coat.
Which closet?
It's the supply. It's the third one down the hall on the right. There's a supply closet full of like cleaning materials and a coat.
I'm gonna pocket the key. I'm screwing the suppressor onto my heavy pistol.
You know what? Actually, now that I think about it,
What?
He's rewinding. He's backing up a little bit.
Now that I think about it, the coat is probably a lot more suspicious in that cleaning closet than the keypad was. Whose coat was that in the supply closet?
The janitors.
The,
Suppressor's on. I'm gonna slip quietly to that closet.
You slip to that closet. You open the closet door and and there's just a coat sitting. There's a coat hanging there, right? And you push it aside, and you see a keypad on the back wall.
Does it have a little thing for?
Nope.
I'm gonna closely examine it. Then I'm gonna even press my ears to the wall. See if I hear anything.
You hear a hum,
What sort of hum does it?
like a
ticky hum?
machine hum. Like if you were to take your ear right now and press it to the side of your computer.
And I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check the coat, see if there's anything in the pockets.
Nope.
Is there any ports for any access on the keypad, or is it just?
No.
It's
It's just a simple keypad on the wall.
Um,
It's got 3 lights above it. None of them are on.
Is there any dust in the room?
Any dust?
Yep.
Like in this particular room itself, or in like the...
Yeah, in this blue room.
No, the
seems
house has
very-
definitely been cleaned recently.
Mhm. I will come back out. Yeah. Right. So it is a keypad. There's no access for card. There's some sort of machine hand behind it. And basically, I'm going to tell this entire group. Three lights on there. Very clean as well. So maybe one of you who would know more about that sort of thing can apply some sort of substance or something to the pad. They might be able to give us some information of what numbers are pressed. We just keep checking on that. There's no ports for access.
Yes.
Whilst that's going on, am I still? Well, yeah, I'd say I was on the PC at the time. PC, the network, whatever I'm using, my devices. Can I basically check for devices that are linked? Because Phoenix wants to know. Actually, Phoenix, no. What do I know? What don't I know at this point? That's the problem. Okay, I spin to the Amazon and say, anything else weird about it at all?
Well, being a clean closet and the coat covering the just coat hanger there. There's nothing in the coat. But...
Okay, so they assume that they don't want somebody to get access to it, and it's hidden, albeit kind of half-assed. Did it look like it was a door?
Couldn't see anything, but there was definitely a hum behind it, so there's something there.
A hum?
Yes.
Well, I assume if we've
hum.
got satellite uplink information coming in and out, I could maybe make the assumption of localized servers or off-grid generator system, maybe. I mean, I assume this has got to be hooked up to something. Let me check the network and see if it's hooked up to something a bit more powerful than a place like this would assume to have on the surface. If you give me 1 moment, I could take a look.
Thank you.
All right, make an infotech roll.
Infotech. Where's my stats? Stats are here somewhere.
An info
There
check
it
or
is.
info war check?
Or no, infotech. It's infotech. Yeah.
Infotech is where nerds go to dance.
Yes.
Hey,
And according to this roll, dance poorly. That's 14. 13. It's a 13.
13.
14.
Wow.
13. I can math.
All right. Yeah. All right. So even on a 14 though, you see access codes. Like you're able to due to your natural skill and this, that, or the other, right? You're plugging in, you're setting up your internal network and what have you. You get 3 access codes. 3 3-digit access codes.
Excellent. Okay. Having noticed Archangel writes everything down on a hard copy, I turn to Archangel and I say, notebook, and I reach my hand out.
Amazon.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it's too many A's up in this. Too many A's for me. It's only 2 A's. That's too many. Too many. Yeah. Sorry. I reach out to the Amazon and say, notebook.
Sure.
All right.
And
so the first code is 867.
868867.
Second code 530.
I'm actually gonna write this down. 867. Sorry, what was
God
the second
damn
one?
it.
530.
530.
999.
999. Okay, and I hand it back and I say, try this.
Sure. I will slip back again. The suppressor is still in the heavy pistol, and I will try those codes in order.
All right. So the first, you punch in the first code, right? And you hear an audibly, all the doors close and lock.
Oh fuck. Second code.
All the doors unlock and open. To include the front door. The front door goes.
Third code.
Third code. So there are several giant flat screen televisions that are around. Like there's one in each room, and then there's one against a wall in the main living area. Right? They all flip, and it's each one of them holds a small arsenal of assault rifles, pistols, shotguns, things along those lines.
It's just a. I'm taking fighting any ammo.
Now, keep in mind though, right? You will not see this because you're not actually in an area to see it all.
Oh no!
The only thing you know is you put in the first code, the doors all shut, locked. You put in the second code, they all open. So all you heard was a.
It's after the third code. That's coming out back to the group. And
So
then-
like as you guys are just standing there around, just suddenly the walls just flip.
In the apartment.
Yeah, like these TVs where these TVs are at, they flip,
Got
and
it.
now you see these weapons.
Yep.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
just turn and go. Codes work then, and then just go back to it.
Yeah, I come back, pistol holsters, and just. Yes, perfect. So, stopping us up before she reaches straight for weapons. First code is lockdown. Second code, release the lockdown. Third code, weaponry. And I'm going to start checking weapons. And thank you.
While they've been messing with the codes, I'll have picked up Archangel Scavenger Hunt, and I'm looking around for anything in our immediate apartment, since I would know where they would hide that type of stuff.
Honestly, there's the only other thing that you find, kind of going around and looking around, right, is under each bed, right. All the beds have drawers on them, but there's like a hidden drawer within a drawer kind of deal, right. Every bed has a bailout bag in it.
Okay.
So if your location is ever compromised or whatever, and you can get back here, you basically get to your bed, get the bailout bag, and get the hell out of there.
The code you punched in, Amazon, they did this.
Yes.
Phoenix, I'm not like an electrician. I'm just a doctor. But is there a reason why they would put the keypad for this 3 doors that way?
Building limitations?
All right.
Let me think on that one. There could be a reason. Maybe the place was retrofitted not with the idea of this apartment in mind. Kurt, is there anything on the system that I can ascertain that might help me with that? Because again, technical stuff I might not actually know about in real life. There might be a reason.
Honestly, what you're able to basically figure out, right? Your access to blueprints of the apartment, right? And there is a room behind there.
So there's a room behind that keypad.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say, Archangel, if you would, and I've direct their attention to the screen, and I'm just kind of I've got the can of cold brew in my hand. I just point to that specific room.
Why do I feel like I should make you make a dexterity check just to make sure you don't slosh cold brew coffee all over the monitor?
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it!
Freaking do it.
Freaking do it! All right,
What is
fine.
it, Dex?
Fine,
What is
yeah,
it? What do you want me to
make
roll?
a dex save. Make a dex save.
A dex save. Okay. 6.
Well, there goes that monitor.
Okay. What? With the whole monitor? The whole monitor?
You rolled a 6!
Okay. I turn to Archangel and go,
Uh-huh.
did you get any Windex from that closet?
I didn't. I wasn't really looking to make. No.
Okay, I reach around the back of the device, pull out the cable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually better with terminology here. It's not working for me today, and I plug it into the laptop that I actually have just on the desk as well.
Okay.
I know that's not how it works, but that's what we're running with.
Gotcha. I
just
figured
swap
you
it
were
with
just
the
going to ask for a giant bag of rice or something.
No, was there any rice in that closet?
Right? Throw a giant bag of rice on it.
You're good at this. Have you done this before?
Do we have rice in the kitchen?
We might do. And then assuming it flashes back up on the screen, I put the cold brew down and then go and then gesture towards the screen instead and say, yeah, based on the blueprints I've pulled here, there is another room behind that keypad.
Looking at the blueprints, it's something rather kind of peculiar. Is the fact of, like, apparently that wall is in fact a false wall. But there's no other way to get into this room except through there. However, you don't seem to find an access code to it.
Okay, so there's another room, but I can't find an access for it. Just to confirm. Yeah, that's what you said. Okay. Now, quick sweep of the system, can't find anything. So whatever's behind there is either not meant to be gotten to, or not that important, I assume. Maybe not.
It's my experience that if something's hidden in an obscure room that is unassuming, that it contains things that are neither irrelevant nor unimportant. Any idea what the key code would be to open that door?
And I'm glad you said that, because I'd very much like to find out.
I have an idea. I'm going to go back to the keypad. Going to enter the first code for the lockdown. Then I'm going to enter the third code. See what happens.
Weapons, the weapon rack flip over.
Yep. Nothing on the door. So lock down. Hit again. The third code again.
Unlocks. As you're busy messing with this keypad thing that has you all very much infatuated now, you hear an all too familiar voice. Is there something wrong? You all kind of like drift around, and then you see a couple, one of the monitors, or one of the TVs on the wall. You guys see Sinclair standing there. You've instituted lockdown protocol 3 times now. Should I be alarmed? You just got there.
Stress testing.
Oh. Okay.
Making sure we know the full capabilities of this location, and there's one room we can't access.
Of course
Would
there's a
that
room
good?
that you can't access because it's not for you.
I can't count how many times I've been told that.
Anyway, we have just learned something new. There is a rather bougie restaurant downtown known as known as the Apple of Discord. Weird name, right? But anyway, supposedly there will be a meeting taking place in 3 days between the general and weapons dealer Joseph. So this might actually prove to be a rather good time to either apprehend one or both. But it does happen in 3 days at approximately 9 p.m. Do with that information what you will. I look forward to your report, and please stop messing with the lockdown codes. It's setting off all kinds of bells and whistles here, and we really don't want to deal with that anymore.
As soon as that, not Amazon, as soon as the communication is, Amazon's laughing. I
As a
kind of almost
s-
want to do it again now.
As I swivel back to my chair, I just kind of mumble, "Sorry, Dad," and tap. Just tap. I just do more tapping.
Anyway,
Tap.
so you guys have learned. You guys have learned that there is going to be a dinner, basically a dinner between, between a dinner between your seller Joseph Wilson and the general, at the Apple of Discord, in 3 nights. What do you guys wish to do?
Uh, I'm gonna be looking at let's see, streets and everywhere around there access to from um the all the building looks like, what buildings are beside it, um getting a full layout of the area around it.
This is a new establishment, so there's not a whole lot of information that you can extrapolate just from maps. You do know that it does sit on a main thoroughfare through the city, as well as it has one back alley behind it.
Hmm.
But that's all you can really gauge from the maps, because you're not like you'd probably need um, let's just say you'd need to get into certain systems to be able to find out the actual blueprints of the building itself.
Yeah, for initially, I'm looking at the area around it, so
There's
streets.
no where it's located. There's no buildings that are significant high rises bigger than it around. It also directly across from excuse me from the restaurant itself is a there is like basically a car rental place, for lack of a better term, as well as there are several areas that are around it that are city parks. So like the way that you're looking, you've got one core building. You've got the core building restaurant, right? That's like at the end on a corner lot of several other restaurants and buildings that have an alleyway that go down behind them. And then directly across the street, you have this car rental type place. And then on the opposing corner is a park.
I have no interest in going to a park. I'm going to continue making my ammonia bombs.
And I'll turn to Phoenix and go, "Can you get the blueprints?"
I can certainly try. She looks a bit giddy when you ask her that. But alongside that, at the same time, the Amazon, did you go out and survey it on foot?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just been looking at maps.
Okay, so we've looked at physical maps. Whilst that was happening, based on the fact that I've got this dish here, can I? Was I able to pull aerial footage? Not footage, but like still shots, aerial based, from a satellite
Of this particular place?
of this area and this place. Yeah.
Uh, Not right yet. you can try. You can look
please.
around and see
Yeah.
what's all there. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the only information that you guys really have on this place is whatever Yelp reviews there are, the name of the place, and Google Maps, for lack of a better term, is all you have on this particular place. There's no recon on this place, no, none of that stuff. That is what falls to you all to try and figure out. So you would make a infotech on this particular role to try and see what types of information you can gather uh, on this building.
19.
So you find access to the public records blueprints of this particular place. It is a 2-story restaurant. It has like a patio, but not a patio seating area, if that makes sense. Where like it's got like the giant arches and everything like that in front of it, and then like the patio covering, but it's open to the air. It's not like glass or anything like that. Does that make sense?
Okay. I think I'm getting
It's an outdoor
it.
eating area, but you're still covered by a roof.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm following. Yeah.
All right. And then on the inside, it has an interior dining area as well as a second floor. Second floor dining area as a second floor dining area. It has a large kitchen. It has also a bar-esque type area, and it also has one like a waiting area, so to speak. But that's pretty much the gist of it. It's a rather large open plan, and of course there's the staff area that's behind where you've got your kitchen. Employees can change into their uniforms and out of their uniforms. It has its own laundry facility for the uniforms, and then it has the shipping and receiving dock in the alleyway for where they get their food in and out of.
Okay. Based on the blueprints, can I ascertain if there is because it does receive shipments and it is a high-end place, my instant go-to for surveillance is cameras. So I would like to see if there was anything in the blueprints related to a guard room or a camera room or something like that.
It does not have a guard room per se, but it does have CCTV security cameras inside the building.
Wonderful. Okay then.
How close would be the customer bathrooms to say the rear exit?
They're not near it. The customer bathrooms would be near the kitchen area, and the like towards like if you're looking at it like you have the kitchen area, then you'd have the next to that you'd have the restrooms, but you'd have to go all the way through the kitchen towards the back of the kitchen to get out the back, because the back entrance is the loading dock, for lack of a better term.
Can we look at it? Phoenix going, well, if we could serve something in one of the drinks to make them have to go to bathroom, then I have some sedative here. Filling up one of the things out is in my bag. I could hit him with this, and we can squirrel them out the back. I have to take them through the kitchen, but into a car and be off.
As daring as that sounds, I have I think a better plan to get more intimately acquainted with the surroundings, and I'd like to engage in some research, see if I can look at like local broadcasts and cobble together a nondescript face and voice modulator to try and impersonate like a health inspector.
You probably wouldn't be able to do that necessarily without like on-site. Keep in mind, other countries don't have the same like health code type stuff that like we do.
True.
But like you'd have like if you're trying to find someone who would have a reason to be there, I mean, there's plenty of wait staff. There's the maitre d'. There's all kinds of stuff that's there um, uh, that you could have access to, but you're not going to have any of that information without physically going there first.
Gotcha.
That's a base idea. Just of course, any insight from your stealthy and infiltration skills. I'm more for when things go wrong, because they will. Plan never survives contact with the enemy.
Love your enthusiasm, Amazon. Let's hope that enthusiasm makes you cautious so that you make my job easy.
I mean, we can hope, right?
And then just checking your shotgun, just yep, that works.
So what do you guys wish to do? Granted, right now we're pushing about 1, 2 in the morning, as far as like local time goes. So realistically, it's kind of up to y'all what y'all want to do.
Amazon will go to bed.
All right.
Can I look into local street cam stuff if they have street cams?
They don't have street cams per se. There are residential areas, I mean not residential, but businesses around there do have external cameras that are like their own individual security systems.
Okay, but to assume correctly, closed network.
Yes.
Okay. But I can ascertain that there are some overlooking the restaurant.
You'd be able to figure out that there are several that have cameras that are looking in that general direction.
Okay. All right then.
Like you're talking like specifically for the outside of the restaurant.
Yes, yeah, because
Okay.
obviously there might be a closed network for the restaurant for internals and maybe 1 or 2 externals, but it's always good to get the other side of the road as well.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's my reasoning. So I'm just trying to ascertain kind of how many angles of surveillance.
So what you know of is there's the internal security cameras at the restaurant itself.
Yeah.
There is also the security cameras, which actually have quite a few more security cameras that is at the car rental lot across the street. However, none of those there are blind spots, but the car rental place does provide a fairly good view of the front of the restaurant, but not the side or alleyway.
Right. Okay. So there's no coverage on the alleyways at all.
No, not that you've seen or found yet.
Okay. All right then. I would like to relay. No, I'm gonna draft a report and wait till the morning to relay things, unless everyone's still awake. In which case, I mean, Phoenix tends to night owl a lot of stuff, so.
What's everybody else
Depending on
doing?
people's
I know
sleep.
Amazon said that she was going to bed.
Yep.
In that case,
There's a few things Archangel probably would have been up making
Okay.
in preps for this.
All right.
He'd want to put a few Ajax capsules together.
Okay. Ajax capsules.
Yep, just like little gel caps filled with Ajax. He'll make like 10 of those, I think. You never know.
You're right. You never know when you need a gel cap full of Ajax.
I mean, as a spy, you never know. And gel caps of Ajax, I think he'll probably have made like 1 ammonia bomb.
Okay.
Ammonia. so that might have taken him some time. He might have gone to bed late, but it was 2 in the morning. You said when we were like going through all of this rigmarole.
No. Like right now, like as you guys have been doing this, right?
Oh.
It's that whole like, Phoenix has finished kind of compiling what she can, right, of like the cameras and the stuff like that of the area. And I was saying that it's roughly 2 in the morning at this point.
Okay, gotcha. In that case, yeah, I would have wrapped that up, and if ooh, ow, geez, another hour maybe doing all of this, since the Ajax is already kind of powdered. All I
Okay.
got to do is feed it into some gel caps, which I can do with just like a set of mobile lab tools, like a small spoon to feed it in there. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be functional. If I have to drop some Ajax in someone's drink to give them an upset tummy, to get them to run out of a room if I need them to, then that'll be the main focal purpose of these things.
All right.
But if there's anything going on like an hour from now, then yeah, Archangel would be awake for that.
Duchess is probably just wrapping up different kind of cover outfits and stories to case the joint.
Okay. Alrighty then. So the night progresses and you all either rest or continue to work on your various little projects here before calling it a night. The next day you all wake up and the day is yours to plan out and do what you wish to do. This now marks that you have 2 days until the dinner.
Where's the dinner supposed to take place?
It's a restaurant called the Apple of Discord.
I'd like to go to the Apple of Discord.
Yeah, do some groundwork.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to see what the place looks like, how many buildings are nearby, vantage points.
There aren't any actual major vantage points that were able to be discerned or found by Amazon's reconnaissance, like map reconnaissance. Most of the buildings around there are roughly the same size, maybe at most an extra story taller, but that's about it. It's set in a unique the location is a unique location. I mean, it is along a block of restaurants. There are several restaurants going in both directions off of this particular corner. Upon getting there, you notice that this is a very, very, very high end type restaurant. The atmosphere is one of wealth and excess.
How early do people arrive? How late do they leave?
The posted hours for the restaurant are from 6 p.m. to midnight.
I'm gonna spend my day just because I don't have anything else to do.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily an infiltrator or anything like that, so I'm gonna spend my time just kind of sitting nearby in a car, if I can get my hands on a car.
You guys do. Well, you have the truck that
Okay.
You guys have this
Right.
this sweet 4-door Daewoo truck.
All right, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I'll sit in the truck then and like see if I can like monitor when workers come in, servers.
You
Kitchen
notice
staff,
that
all
most
that.
of the kitchen staff throughout the course of the day. Well, I take that back. We'll pause that for just a second. What is everybody else doing?
Can I be in the back of the? I'll be in the back of the van with my heavy-duty laptop.
Okay.
What are its signal detection capabilities like? Can I pick up on cell signals?
You pick up on the Wi-Fi that's inside the restaurant. Sure.
Okay.
And through that, their network is pretty not like super well protected, so it's really kind of simple for you to get in, and then you can see from there the closed caption, the CCTV cameras that are all around there. So you can kind of have like through those cameras, you can see all around in there. The only difference is the only thing to note is the cameras are static. They're not movable. So you do have a couple of dead spots where the cameras don't actually see inside the restaurant.
Okay. Can I cross-reference blueprints against camera locations
Mm-hmm.
and kind of figure out based on that where the blind spots are, like the exact blind spots on the blueprint,
Yep.
and
There
then kind of digitally trace them?
there are basically 5 tables,
Okay.
right, that sit in camera dead spots.
Okay. Okay.
Basically the 5 dead spots, right, are the tables that are directly underneath the cameras themselves.
Okay. Wonderful. That's what I was doing during that time.
Okay. Duchess, what are you doing?
I'm pretending to be a tourist and just getting pictures of as many pictures of the exterior as I can.
Okay. I want you to make me a roll then, because this sounds like a good one for that. Make me an espionage roll to make all that sweet gathering of information.
Espionage, gotta do math. Dirty 20 for espionage.
Okay, sweet. All right, so yes, you're able to grab a handful of pictures that seem to be of interest. You make note of the various how do I put it? Staff that's coming and going out of there. You also happen to notice the there are electronic shutters on the archways that are in the outdoor eating area.
Interesting.
Like as you're kind of doing it, you happen to be there right about the right time. That you notice that like the shutters, they look wooden and whatnot, but they all kind of, you hear like a lock sound, and they all kind of and open.
Interesting. Okay.
One thing you do find out about as well is that this restaurant is by reservation only.
I had figured, but I will note that down.
Amazon, what do you wish to be doing?
Archangel is I think is Archangel watching more at the front or at the back in the truck?
The front.
Yeah.
Watching the comings and goings of people around the front, staff entering and exiting, but he's doing it from like a farther back perspective, whereas Duchess is kind of like walking up and down the street kind of thing.
Yeah, I like to say in a similar way for what Duchess is doing, but I like to kind of make sure I go around the back. So
the back, you notice that it's kind of like an L-shaped alleyway that runs along the back side of several restaurants. You actually have to go up the road a little bit and hook around to the back side for this alleyway that's behind there. Most of these restaurants have loading docks and or back doors, and you can see several trucks that have, several lorries have pretty much kind of gone around the backside, and that's where they're loading and unloading most of their like foodstuffs, goods. Worth noting though, on the back, this alley is only about, I mean, it's just wide enough to where the like the delivery vehicles can make their way around and the doors can open. There's not a lot of wiggle room in there.
okay. So is it one for a second truck to go through? The first one has to clear.
Yeah, it's for lack of a better term, if the alley was a one-way street, it's only a one-way street because they have to go all the way through. So if something were to a vehicle were to be stopped at the far end, right? They would have to wait for that vehicle to move out for the next vehicle to be able to get out. Not a great design.
Yeah, I'll sort of sit and go, so I can find out comings and goings from back as well. Try and remain inconspicuous.
Okay.
Um,
Does anybody else have anything else they wish to do?
Uh, the whole point of my exercise, I want to learn when they're arriving to see, because Duchess will make good use of the information.
Mm-hmm.
If there's like wait staff or cooking staff that are coming in at certain hours.
The cooking staff, from what you gather, the cooking staff arrives about noon is when the cooking staff shows up. And if you guys make a full day out of this whole activity, right, you'll notice that the wait staff starts arriving at 3, with the doors opening to the public basically at 6.
Is it a large restaurant? Like, is there a lot of wait staff and a lot of cook staff?
Yes. You count from the, you know what I'm saying, what you have gathered collectively between you all, exchanging notes, things you noticed, right, is there's approximately 25 kitchen staff and about 45 wait staff. Now that counts, right? That is your chefs, your sous chefs, your line cooks, your all the kitchen aides, and then you have your waiters, your waitresses, your maitre d's, your bus boys, your the dude who literally just walks around the whole time asking if you want a refill on your champagne, kind of thing. And then there's then of course there's the ambiguous guy with the cart with the flaming desserts and stuff like that.
Cool. I will relay that info to the Duchess, as it seems like there's a lot of people, and we could very easily say that we are part of the waitstaff if we needed to get inside and up close.
All right.
Not me, but you.
So, with this information, the day begins to set, and you all find yourselves returning to the apartment. What do you guys wish to do with the rest of the evening?
Amazon will let everyone know what they found.
Is there a printer in the apartment?
Yeah.
Excellent. Based on some digital magic, I basically drew up the camera blind spots over the blueprints. Doesn't sound that magical. I could just do that with paint. And I print some copies, especially for the Amazon, because I know you're not really on the digital side of things. Here's a hard copy. There you go.
Wow.
I think Phoenix and Amazon are speaking pretty well.
I mean, I couldn't laminate it, but try not to spill anything on it.
I'll just eat it.
All right. So you guys have done your reconnaissance. Now it is time to hatch a plan. And I think at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and call today's session. We have a lot of information that you guys can hatch your ideas and kind of figure out or whatnot before next time, and then we can jump right into it when it comes to next time. This just feels like a good natural pause point. So that being said, I hope that everybody had a wonderful time, and I thank everybody who stayed with us and stuck it around with us. We will go back around the the group here, and so everybody can do their who are they, where can we find them other than here. We will start with Isla. Ladies first, deal with it.
I hate it when you make me go first.
Ladies
Hate
first.
it. All right, fine. Yes. I do other stream stuff on my channel at Phoenix Over on Twitch, and I just do other RP bits basically, mostly Red Dead Redemption roleplay, pretty much, and other assorted games. So if you're interested in that, catch me over there. Other than that, I'll be here on Sundays doing this, hacking things. Yeah.
Next, Mr. Bright himself.
Yeah. I'm Bright Dystopia. You can find me on my channel and all forms of social media at Bright Dystopia. When I am not on my channel doing stupid bullshit and doing voice actory things or being a GDD ambassador, I am on other channels like Kurt's here on Sundays, or on TPK Roleplay Sunday mornings, or on Weave the Tale Thursday evenings. You can find us there or join the Bright Dystopia Discord. Come swing by my channel and grab that info as it's there, and you can be up to date on all the things that I do. And that's me.
And the one, the only, the OG Brown Sugar, Velvet Divine. Where may we be finding you?
Thank you so much for sticking with us and joining us for this pilot. I'm Velvet Fair. You can find me once again pretty much everywhere on the interwebs at OG Brown Sugar. You can find me here Sunday afternoons, on Terrible Party Wednesday evenings, and over on the Bard's Playhouse Saturday evenings starting next week for the Fallen London, Vampire the Masquerade show. That's me.
All right. And last but not least, Mr. Philip Bailey, where on the great World Wide Web can we find you and all the wonderful things that you do?
Mostly you can find me on Twitch, and I'm not on camera, but I'm doing behind the scenes work for the current Blood and Thames show, Blood and the Seven, which is also a Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, and we have plans for what's coming up next as well. For this tomorrow evening, it's going to be the start of our season 3 of Blood and the Seven, where it's happened, and all. Things are getting put on fire.
Nice.
For it.
Nice. And last but not least, myself. I am Kurt, aka Covenant, the Horrible Alchemist, and this is my channel. And you can find me here. I stream Diablo 3 on Tuesdays. On Thursdays, I sometimes play fighting games where Susanna Grace whoops my ass. On Fridays, I play a variety of games, depending. And then Saturday is I'm starting up a kind of a Hearthstone type stream and what have you. And then Sundays you can find the Spy Game here. Same bat time, same bat channel. Go get your books if you haven't got them yet. They're on sale on their store.
Yes.
And go get them. Go get them. They're great. They're fun. They're awesome. It's an amazing thing. But with that being said, thank you all for attending, and we hope to see you all again next week. Without further ado, I say goodbye, and always remember, folks, no matter what, be fearless.